You thinking what I'm thinking?
Guilty conscience?
Well, it doesn't sit well.
I have real trouble picturing Edward beating Damien senseless with a baseball bat.
Well, no, you're right. It's not his style. He would have hired somebody that'd probably done it with a gun. It isn't Edward.
Well, who do you think it is, Dad?
I don't know, pal. Maybe we'll never know.
What, and all the suspects will just stay suspects forever?
Think of it. Your old daddy and half the town, living out the rest of their lives on this prison planet as murder suspects.
Oh, lucky the police would never allow that to happen.
No, look, I tell you what, almost anybody in town who knew Damien would say that whoever killed him did a public service. But the police and the DA's department are embarrassed. So I guarantee you, they'll put somebody on trial. Even an innocent person. Yeah.
Luke, it's Justice. Look, I hope that this information is wrong, but I've just heard from a source in the DA's office, and they are expecting to make an arrest, possibly as soon as tonight.
Well, since the Port Charles Press Corps is tromping around my house like stormtroopers, that's probably true.
You haven't made any statements, have you?
No, Justice, I don't have anything to say. Until they charge me, and then I say I'm not guilty. And since that's true, I expect to get off. It'll be a pain in the butt between now and then, but I'll manage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. But listen, my friend, there's one thing that I'm very clear about. If and when they do take me downtown, I don't want you to come anywhere near me.
Oh, Luke, I don't know about that.
Hey, I'm real clear about it, pal. I mean it. I'll get off. Don't worry about it. But you know they'll put Sonny on the stand. And if you're within a mile of him, the opposition and the press are going to eat you for lunch.
Well, what will you do for counsel?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I just want you to promise me, Justice. Promise me. I don't want to see all the time that Laura put into your re-election campaign just going down the tubes. You got it?
Well, if that's what you want, I just want to do what's right.
All right, then stand clear, my friend. Just stand clear. I want to see you re-elected to the city council. I don't want to see another good man go to waste, okay? And listen, in the meantime, if you happen to talk to your grandmother, ask her to put a good word in for me, will you? I'd like this over as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do. And, Luke, for whatever it's worth, I know you're innocent.
Everybody stay where you are, including you, Pooch. This one I want to bite myself. Good evening, Detective.
I have a warrant.
Right. Well, just let me get my bag and say goodnight to my daughter.
Laura Spencer, you're under arrest for the murder of Damien Smith. Hello, Luke.
Good evening, Detective.
I have a warrant.
Right. Well, just give me a minute to get my bag and say goodnight to my daughter.
Laura Spencer, you're under arrest for the murder of Damien Smith.
I'm sorry. I thought you said you were arresting me.
He did.
Bring it inside, Detective. Mr. Spencer, would you care to make a comment? No! What the hell is this?
A man was murdered. Your wife's prints are all over the weapon of choice.
Detective Garcia, please. I have some critical information concerning the Damien Smith murder.
You don't want to make that call.
What are you... It doesn't even matter. Edward, I'm asking you, begging you to please just turn around and go back the same way you came. This is not your concern.
You're wrong, Justice. It's very much my concern.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The weapon of choice here is a bright, shiny new baseball bat.
That's right.
Hello, detective. Those things invite fingerprints. Especially around kids. Especially male kids who were in abundance at Ward House. And at my club, I distinctly remember handling that baseball bat myself.
Luke, your prints weren't on it. Only hers.
Listen. Stop talking about me as if I'm not in the room. I'm the interested party, or so it seems. I think that the bat was in shrink wrap. And you know that it was...
It's beside the point, baby. My wife would not bludgeon somebody to death. That's not her style.
Right. She usually prefers guns. Cuff it.
Right.
But no! Listen, no, you're not putting those things on my mom.
Stop it, honey. It's okay. It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay? Mom, it's not okay. I'm not just going to stand here and let them arrest you.
Listen, now, a mistake has been made, and it needs to be cleared up, and that's all. Nothing bad is going to happen in you.
They're not going to put those things on you, okay?
Lucky, it's standard procedure.
I don't care about procedure, okay? So just stop talking to me.
Lucky, this won't help.
Cowboy, she's right. And detective, he's right. My wife is not leaving his house. An iron bracelet.
Stop it! Please. Look, the sooner we can get this silly interrogation over with, the sooner I can come home. Okay?
Look, just so we're clear on this, I'm not taking you downtown for a Q&A. I'm booking you for second-degree murder. And considering your history, the cuffs are mandatory.
I'm coming with you, baby.
Okay.
Me too.
No. I want you to stay here and look after the house and take care of your sister.
Well, we can get someone else.
Who else can I ask? You're the only one that your father and I would trust. Now, look, if we all go and we leave the house unguarded, one of those reporters out there wouldn't think twice about coming in here and snooping around. Lucky, I really need you to do this for me, please.
Okay. I'll handle it.
If it takes too long, I'll call you.
Okay, I'll be here.
I believe you have procedure to follow.
You have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court, free of charge. Or do you understand these rights as I have just explained them to you?
Are you okay, baby?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hello. I'd shake your hand, but mine aren't available at the moment. It's a big mistake here.
No mistake.
Big mistake, detective. When do you he-men think you're going to feel safe enough to take the cuffs off this woman?
The cuffs come off after the search.
Search? A strip search.
I'm afraid so.
You're trying to prove a point with my wife. I'm warning you, you're making a big mistake here.
We call it procedure. Mugshots, strip search, fingerprints, all accompany an arrest. Sort of a package deal.
Yeah, well, we come in a neat little package, too. It includes an attorney.
Wow. Finally said it. You know what? Feels good. In fact, it feels so good, I think I'm going to say it again. I killed Damien Smith. You know, I never thought that when I said those words, when they came out of my mouth, that I'd be saying them to you. There's a terrible irony in that.
Well, I sincerely hope that means that you haven't told anyone else.
No, I haven't. I never intended to. You're beginning to understand? I thought I could get away with it. I knew that half the town would be under suspicion at some time or another. And with so many viable candidates, how could they ever narrow it down to one person? Case would go unsolved. That's what I thought in my arrogance. Yes, Detective Garcia had other plans. And now I have to turn myself in.
We haven't reached that point in the conversation yet. I want to know what happened the night of the fire.
He was here earlier in the day making another insulting offer on Ward House. I was in the back room. I heard Keisha yell, and I came out. And he had his hands on her, Edward.
What?
You know, just kind of tussling with her, and he had this smirk on his face like he was laughing at her, like he was laughing at us. I wanted to kill him right then. I slammed him into the wall instead, and he didn't like that. He got angry. Ripped the check up, threw the pieces on the floor, said something about Granny Mae's pathetic dream and how no one gave a damn, and then he left. And as the day wore on, I grew more and more uneasy. His threats against Ward House, I mean, we'd all heard them over and over again, but there was something in his eyes, something uncivilized. And it really bothered me. So, I took a walk over there. I went inside, and sure enough, he was there, lighting a torch to my grandmother's house. Edward, I didn't even think. I just grabbed the nearest thing I could find, and I smacked the hell out of him. He fell like a stone. The house went up. I tried to smother the flames, but the fire was big. It was fast. It was everywhere. I couldn't reach Damien. I tried the phone. The phone was dead. The living room was engulfed. The walls felt like they were getting ready to buckle. But the damn fire extinguisher wouldn't work. So I ran down the street, pulled the fire alarm, and I came back around the corner, ran into Luke, and he told me that Laura and the kids were inside, and you know the rest. Well, if you're sitting there, waiting for me to say I'm sorry, I'm not. Believe me, I've searched every inch of my soul, and it ain't happening. Damien Smith deserved to die, and if I had to do it over, I'd kill him again.